Now, I know for a little while you were doing a little bit of experimenting with leaner steak and you were also doing some fasting in there. How did that turn out for you? And do you still practice any of that?
Yeah, so I mean, as far as fasting, I've never been, and I think there certainly can be some benefit to fasting. And I think for certain people in certain situations, it can be helpful. For me, I don't. I've never been a set the clock, eating window, faster. I've never sat there and said I'm only going to eat between these hours, and I'm going to wait for 24 hours before my next meal. It's not very intuitive to me. Um, I did, I had Cole Robinson on our podcast, and he was talking about his snake diet and people doing the extended fast. So I did a 48-hour fast, and it's kind of funny because I was like, well, I'm going to eat all the food I need to eat for 2 days in one sitting, and then I'm going to fast for 48 hours. And for me, that was 8 pounds of food. So I ate 8 pounds of food in one sitting, and I was pretty miserable. I was like, oh, laying on the couch, and I just couldn't move for like 3 hours. I mean, that was like stuff for me, and I
Yeah.
didn't enjoy that. It was like, but I just did an experiment. So I eat very infrequently. It's twice a day. I mean, that's, sometimes once a day. So I don't, I spend a lot of time not eating and technically fasting. I'm not like
Right.
consciously saying I've got to fast. As far as the leaner cuts go, for me, right now I am at a happy weight, a good body composition. I feel good. I eat to my content. I eat to my satiety. And that works great for me. If I want to get really, really lean, and that's mostly for vanity reasons, like, hey, look, I got a six pack or something like that, right? If I want to do that, for me, and I think for most people that are in my situation, eating leaner meat's going to do it. I mean, this is where you get into normal, and I call them wild type humans versus, bodybuilders, fitness models, which aren't normal humans. I mean, it's not human physiology to walk around at 6 or 7% body fat, for a guy, or 13% body fat for a girl. That's not normal. That's just not normal. And to
Right.
do that, you've got to do abnormal things with your physiology, with your diet. And when you talk to most people, when they get there, they're like, man, this sucks. I don't like being, super, super lean because I feel bad. My hormones are shot. My sleep is bad. I'm irritable. I'm grumpy, so on and so forth. I will say that the people that do this, that are fitness competitors and bikini models that I've talked to, say when they do it with a carnivore style approach, they don't lose their menstrual cycle. It's the easiest they feel. I mean, it's still not great, but it's so much better than the other alternatives. And so, like every once in a while I'll do it just for the heck of it. I'm like, sometimes I get a little like, I want to be a little leaner for whatever reason. I'm kind of schizophrenic with my goals. Sometimes I want to be strong. Sometimes I want to be lean. Sometimes I'm competing, and so it just fluctuates a little bit. But for me and most people, I would say leaner cuts seem to work. I mean, there's some people where higher fat produces more satiety, and they end up eating a little bit less, and they can lose some weight that way. But I think that gets you into the normal human physiology shape. If we look at hunter gatherers, they're not bodybuilders, they're not fitness competitors. They are, lean, relatively lean, not obese people, functional people. And I think that is probably the healthy, normal human position. I don't think walking around at 6% body fat is going to confer you any increased longevity or health protection. I think, once you get down to this, whatever normal percentage, you're probably fine with that.
Yeah, and I'm sure the body likes to have a little bit of extra reserves on it, just for.
Yeah, I mean, we are the fattest primate, and the reason for that is because of our big fat brain. I mean, and
Right.
our brain needs to have energy, and some people argue you can fuel it with glucose, but if glucose is not available, and I mean, dietary glucose, you can obviously make it through gluconeogenesis, as you well
Yes.
know. Um, you have to have some reserve there, and so that's why we fight to lose those last few
Yes.
ounces or pounds or ounces of fat, because our body says, we've got a very energy hungry brain, and so we need to have some body fat on us.